So this is a roof and island that are subject to change. I like how they look from above. It's something that I drew in graph paper, but I do not like how they look from below. So I think I'm going to see it from below a lot more. And basically it's too jagged. But if I encase it in something less jagged, then I'll probably keep the shape. I drew it with the idea of like everything that's dirt would be a pool, and it would be like a building. It's kind of the drawing that I have has pillars in the same places, but I don't know if they were going to be pillars or if it's going to be something underground. And if you build it up, then the roof still looks weird from below. Like it doesn't look good as a roof. So I don't know if I make it multiple levels, if it might look better. I think it basically just isn't conducive to windows. So the roof is okay, but you just don't want to put glass in it. And I think if I made it without glass, it would be better. If it was just flat floors, kind of like the Octagon library. But yeah, I liked the way that it looked on paper, and I liked how the pillars are asymmetrical. But this has definitely changed a lot. The original build was just on the seat floor, and it was the Blazers logo, which I think it also was pretty angled. Looked all right, but I think it was just kind of, it was like pixel art in a way. So nothing against the Blazers, but I decided I should use it as an inspiration and not have an exact copy of it. Pretty much all the buildings that I make are in one way or another spiraling, because if that's my way up and down, there's always going to be kind of a seashell spiral action going on. And this is just the last piece of the last window to go in. I wanted to have it open so you could swim in and out at this level, but I haven't yet. I still haven't figured out how to connect this one to the paths that it's looking at, basically. So I think it'll come off. It is connected, but I don't think it's finalized, this last little part of path to get over to Splinter Island. So it's not very direct, but it'd go off to the left, and then that makes sense. South, basically. South, and then west. That's the other building that's nearby. So it connects underground, but I'm going to put more time into how it gets from one to that one. And then definitely everything to the east of it is pretty meh. There's no light. I put some kelp in there, but there's no building, and there's buildings on the shore. But I definitely want to have a path in that direction too, and one that would basically go out to the jungle, or like the border on the main island between the jungle and the oak, whatever biome, plains, whatever it is, regular biome. Yeah, this is me not liking the shape of the window. I do think it's like it has something to do with the mod. I like knowing where glass is, so if it was totally invisible, um, I think it'd be a pain in the ass to build with one, and two, it would look like you could walk through it, so you're not walking into it all the time. Um, but I think there'd probably be a way to make the connected textures recognize eventually, and look a little bit better, so that they're at an angle with another piece of glass, and therefore it shouldn't show the vertical lines potentially, unless they're on on another block. I don't know. I think it's possible to make the mods make it look better, but um, for the moment, I'm happy with how they work. So this is I keep calling it Splinter Island. I should come up with a better name because it's not a splinter. But call it I don't know, Mistake Land. It was kind of screwy in the world gen. So there's a canal, and this is what moved in order to make the canal, but it means like the sides of it are really flat and unnatural looking. And then this is the path that leaves that to head back over. Big Build is over there, so okay, going that way. Actually, I can turn right around, but yeah, it's pretty irrational to think that anyone would walk all the way down all those stairs in order to get to the path, as opposed to just jumping in the water. But I wanted to have at least the option. This other side, basically the west side of this island, the sea is dead and empty. So I think it'll, because I can get good views from both sides of it without going very far. I think it'll look a lot better once there's things on that side, and there's kind of it'll be a good viewing spot because of how many windows I can build into the island, and how close they could be to each other. But I have to kind of populate the other side of it more. There's one building to look at, which I like a lot, but it's above sea level, so I need to just put something out there so that I have windows on both sides, not just one. Oof. Indecision. And don't have a lot of sand. It's another, because I've got a lot of sandstone, but because I use so much glass out of sand basically. And I think there's a lot of not so many applications for building with it as a sealant, but having that extra color is nice. It needs to, if you're building underwater, you kind of have to deal with the fact that it's everywhere. This is back at spawn, so that island thing, peninsula, is spawn. I made it a personal mission to get rid of all the tiny trees in the jungle, which has taken a while. It's proven to be a sizable undertaking, but I also get wood. A ton of leaves doing it, but I get wood without having to use dirt, go up and down and stuff. But yeah, like that right there is pretty, kind of surprised that I didn't do that a long time ago. But there's only so much of it I can do before I gotta do something a little bit more interesting. And then this would be, I guess, something more interesting. Something that I'm kind of shocked it took me this long to do. For the most part, I've changed all the slabs over to stone since they added the stone slabs. But these, once they're gone, it's like, oh my god, it looks great without those. But for whatever reason, I've left them there this long. Because there are other ones that don't bother me as much. You know, like some of the regular stone slabs, I don't know what they call them now, smooth stone slabs, I guess. They're still around, but I think if I changed all of them, I would be perfectly fine with that. If there was a way to just delete all the torches, I would, or to convert all of them to glowstone. Same thing with those slabs. I just think that the new ones look better. Not when I build them like that, but I'll figure it out. I think it definitely was an improvement. But I'm not settled on this side of the house yet. Of the four sides, this is now the one that I like the least. So there might be some more structural stuff coming in, but mostly the steps bother me at this point. Basically, this pillar that's right to my left, I think, is probably also destined for the scrap heap, I guess. I think I can, because there's that one right next to it, it could go and not be missed too badly, because it would make sense for the steps to come off the other side. I just want to make it a bit thicker, I guess, at the top. Same with that one that I just walked past. So the two kind of intermediary pillars that aren't on the external of the house, I think, I add much, but I also am not sold on what the kind of vertical thing going on. But I think you should, like just looking at the staircase is going to be bad. But I think I'd have to make like a different save and see what it looks like if I just got rid of the whole wall.